As we look back on Crisis on Infinite Earths, we encounter some of the most heart-wrenching sacrifices that ever altered DC in huge ways. Hey everyone, it's Jeremy from Legacy Comics, and today I'll be presenting my first What If. What if Barry Allen never sacrificed himself in Crisis on Infinite Earths? Before the video gets started, I would like to thank Tylearn for a recent collab we had on his channel. It was a lot of fun. Go check that out. Also, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to tell me that you enjoy the content on this channel. Also, if this video reaches 16 likes, I will be uploading a part 2 to this, so make sure you hit the like button. Leading up to this spot in Crisis on Infinite Earths, nothing has really changed. Barry has been tortured by Psycho Pirate, the Anti-Monitor has set up the antimatter cannon and is now being powered, and Barry cannot do anything aside from watch and be trapped. Barry is slowly losing strength, and Psycho Pirate has played with his mind to the point where he is now going insane. Barry tells Pirate that if he gets out, he will kill him. This may be a little outside of Barry's character, but also Barry has experienced friends die and a lot of emotional stress from Psycho Pirate. The Psycho Pirate plays along with Barry and tells him that he wouldn't be able to hurt a fly, let alone another person. Pirate soon leaves to toy with some minions of the Anti-Monitor. When the pirate is gone, Barry starts devising a plan to subdue him. When Pirate returns, he mocks Barry, telling him everything he has ever done has been for nothing. Barry is enraged by this and uses his anger to channel all the power he can muster from the Speed Force, breaking out of the trap, and he punches Pirate right in the face. Now that the Flash has escaped from the trap, Barry decides to enter the Speed Force to avoid any confrontation with the Anti-Monitor or any of his minions, and this gives him time to contemplate what he should do as a next step. Within a few minutes, Psycho Pirate would wake up, and Barry would be nowhere to be seen. Afraid, he would tell the Anti-Monitor of Barry's escape. The Anti-Monitor would beat the crap out of Psycho Pirate for allowing Barry to subdue him and also escape. The Anti-Monitor would place also many of his minions and slaves to protect the antimatter cannon and to continue to upgrade it and fortify it just in case. In the meantime, our heroes captured in the Monitor's netherverse would be almost clueless as to what just occurred. They will still be a jumbled up mess. Here we see about the approximate same steps occur. Pariah, Harbinger, and Alexander Luthor will be at the press conference. Pariah will be teleported away from the press conference, and we will see reality start to crumble before Pariah. Notably, he will see worlds die, and a select few of heroes that are able to save their homes and specific people from the Anti-Monitor's destruction. During this process, the heroes will come to understand that their previous battle with the Anti-Monitor had not led to his death, but actually his victory. The Flash is now in the Speed Force, existing and viewing time non-linearly. But he really has no grasp of time whatsoever. He races back and forth, contemplating what the best step will be. He sees a vision of dying worlds, the Anti-Monitor not relenting. He begins to cry as he sees versions of his friends and family perish before him. He also sees the timeline where he destroys the antimatter cannon and sacrifices himself, with the eventual defeat of the Anti-Monitor. Understanding that he made the wrong decision, he would say something along the lines of, "This isn't right," or "What have I done?" The vision ends and he begins to run, and run, and run. He breaks out of the Speed Force, sending him into the future, to see existence no longer there, besides himself. Silence. Darkness. Standing in the empty void, he begins to weep. Having nowhere else left to run, he runs back into the Speed Force. In this timeline that Barry would have just created, the antimatter universe would have expanded and the Anti-Monitor would be its ultimate ruler. The Anti-Monitor would have killed basically everyone, but others he would have brought to the antimatter universe to corrupt them or use them as slaves. We see members of the Justice League trying to live their newfound lives, but ultimately are slaves to the crime syndicate and other criminals dominating this universe. Any stragglers in the dead multiverse would have died out from lack of resources and overexertion. The only character that would still be somewhat alive would be Immortal Man, who dies over and over again instantaneously. The League is planning one last attempt to escape the antimatter universe. Little do they know that most of their powers have either been negated or others have been altered in huge ways. Heroes such as Spectre and Superman would have been tortured until the point that they wish death upon themselves. The Anti-Monitor sits on his throne of the dead. To his side sit members of the Crime Syndicate and Psycho Pirate. In the darkness of the antimatter universe sits Batman, planning, working on a new way to save everyone. Barry's view of the current timeline ends. What do I do? What can I do? What have I done? Says Barry. A thought shoots into his head, after moments of contemplation. What if I go back? Maybe I can save everyone. Barry starts to sprint, letting his emotions control each step that he takes. As he runs, he's making no progress. Something is stopping him from moving back in time. He is stuck. There's nowhere to go. That is where we will wrap up part 1 of this What If series. If you enjoyed this, let's try to hit that like goal of 16 likes for part 2. If you like this video, make sure you leave a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe and share the video with your friends. Also, you can turn on that notification bell if you want to be alerted for the next time I post a video. Finally, make sure you put your questions, ideas, thoughts, what if suggestions down in the comments below, and I will get back to you. And make sure to join the Discord, because it's a lot of fun in there. This is Jeremy from Legacy Comics, signing out. See ya!